why in this context, in which we only talk about white people being racist against black people, do we not talk about, if you really want to talk about racism in America, my position on this is radical. It is that we are broken in talking about racism as if it's 1968. Here's the truth. I believe it's a radical idea that you'll hear nobody else ever say. Nobody else ever say. White, black, Asian, and Hispanic people, as a percentage of their overall population, have equal numbers of racist people. For instance, the woman who just painted Barack Obama's portrait of him sitting in the middle of the ivy in Wrigley Field or whatever the hell he's doing there, has also been painting portraits of black women holding up severed heads of white people. This is true. That to me would seem to be a racist portrait. If you make a portrait of a black person holding up a severed head of a white person, think about the reaction if George W. Bush's portrait artist had been doing paintings of white people holding up black heads. That portrait would get destroyed immediately, right? And everybody would be like, oh, this is just evidence of Republicans not respecting black people, not supporting and respecting black lives, all these different things, right? All of that would be true. That would be argued immediately. You know, it would be the number one story in America immediately. The portrait artist of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama does that, and nobody reacts. Do you know why? Because we're living in an artificial reality where only white people can be racist. And then people say, well, we want to have a conversation about race, but basically what it boils down to is white people are awful. I have a radical idea. I think percentage of the population-wise, there are just as many black people who are racist, just as many Asian people who are racist, and just as many Hispanic people who are racist. That is, each race has some portion of their race that judges other people based on the color of their skin. That's the truth. And I can't believe that I'm the only person who ever says this. America is a multiracial society today, and yet we only talk about racism in the context of Greg Popovich when he wants to say America's a racist society, white people towards black people.